audiobook humans. It's been a while, and by a while I mean it's been like 2 weeks since I've actually posted a video. This has a number of factors that go into that. One being, I've really only read one book since our last video. I was going to do a book talk for said book, and then my coworker wanted to do it with me, and then we couldn't get things to meet up, and then when we did meet up, she ended up sleeping through the whole thing, so we ended up not filming. I tried to film 4 different times, but I was in front of a Starbucks, filming on my laptop, in not so great conditions. So here I am, 5th attempt, at a Stalking Jack the Ripper book talk. I've read this book, and I loved it. I loved it a lot, but I also hated it, so we're going to dive into it. First, I'm going to start with some non-spoilers. As per usual, that's nothing new. So, the book is about a girl named Audrey Rose who is studying forensic science under her uncle, who is like the top forensic scientist in London. So she's studying, which is completely against everything that people are supposed to do, because she's a girl, it's like the 1800s in London, and it's just really frowned upon. So she's kind of sneaking around behind her dad's back, even though he's like also kind of aware of what she's doing. And they end up coming across the victims of the Jack the Ripper killings. So Audrey finds herself caught hunting down Jack the Ripper. That's all I can say now. That doesn't really spoil anything. What I liked about this book was it kept me on the edge of my seat. However, what I didn't like about this book was it led you in a completely different direction, which I guess if you like suspense and stuff like that, maybe it's for you. But for me, someone who never really reads this kind of stuff, I was like, well, what's happening? I don't know what to expect. Like, I had one completely different idea, and then it ended up just not being that at all. So, like I said, I guess it depends on who you are and what you like. Another thing I didn't like was that 1 minute our main character, Audrey, was very like, oh, I don't care what society thinks, I'm going to do what I want, I'm going to study forensic sciences, I'm not going to act like a girl, blah, blah, blah. And then the next minute she's like, oh my god, I'm so worried about what society has to say about me, blah, 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 blah. And I eventually was just kind of like, can you shut up? Like, this is annoying. Like I said, I really enjoyed this book. I think it was a good read. I don't really have a lot to say for non-spoilers because it's, I mean, I just want to talk about it. So, goodbye non-spoiler people. We're gonna dive in. We're gonna get into the spoilers of Stalking Jack the Ripper. So, I'm gonna start this off with saying I thought it was her dad. I was fully convinced it was her dad the whole time. And the thing that pissed me off about it not being her dad was I didn't care that it was Nathaniel. Like, I kind of saw that coming too. What made me mad about it being Nathaniel was every reason I thought it was her dad, they just kind of brushed off. Like, oh, it's a coincidence. I just left the gears there. Oh, we're not gonna mention that the guy who killed the girl, like, people said it looked just like your uncle. No, we're just gonna, oh, the killing stopped for the 3 weeks your dad was gone, but we're not explaining that. That's fine. I'm just kind of like, seriously? Seriously, you can't even, like, act like the brother framed him? It's fine. And then he just dies at the end. Like, I wanted him to be arrested. No, they just killed him. Well, he killed himself, but I'm like, seriously? I wanted a lot more out of that than I got, I'll be honest. And then, I don't know, it's just like, oh, Frank and Mom, trying to bring Mom back from the dead. That's not how that works, buddy. It's not how that works at all. So that kind of irritated me. That's what we build it up to. Which is why I'm struggling to get through Dracula. Because I'm like, well, what's going to happen now? Like, what? I don't even know. So to talk about things that happened in the book that I didn't like. One thing that I really liked was how her uncle was for teaching her the forensic science, but he was also against it, which I know some people who read it were irritated by that. But I liked it because I thought it was realistic. Like, he was kind of like, I want you to break the mold, I want you to do this thing, but I also feel kind of weird about teaching it to you because this is what I was taught. Like, it's wrong, you're not supposed to be doing this. And I liked it because it wasn't just like, oh, I'm totally on board with you, like, screw society, all that. But it also wasn't like, oh no, you can't do this, like how her dad was. Something else that I really appreciated was the fact that Audrey and Thomas like, didn't like each other at first, but I'm mad. Then she was just like, oh, I'm kind of in love with him. Slightly obsessed. So it went from a, oh, I like that they don't like each other the second they meet, and then it turns into a, oh, they really like each other, which was annoying. Something else I didn't like was that she went to the forensic school in the beginning, and then it was just irrelevant from there. And I was kind of like, well, okay, cool. Why mention it? We're getting a whole second book about them in school. I didn't need that one chapter. Like, what was the point? But, I mean, I guess that's where she meets Thomas, so I guess it's relevant. But yeah, Thomas, that's what I was referring to when I said I didn't like how Audrey was very like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do what I want. Like, I'm gonna go study the forensic science. I'm gonna solve crimes. It's great. But I really like Thomas, and I want to kiss Thomas, and I want to be with Thomas, but I can't do that because society says it's wrong. It's not even that she's like, I don't want to. I want to, but society says it's wrong. And I'm like, I feel like you carving into bodies, like you're carving into dead bodies, is a lot worse than kissing some guy. But whatever. What else bugged me about that book? Like, I mean, I liked the writing. I liked how many clues there were into, oh, let's solve this along with Audrey. But like I said, what I didn't like was that it led to the dad, and then all of a sudden it was just the brother. But maybe I missed something. Like, I might go back and reread it and see if, like, oh, okay, that says it's Nathaniel. That's a clue towards him. But I really was just like, where'd this come from? Nowhere. Nowhere. I really enjoyed this book. It was a fun read. I'm mad it took me so long to get into it, like to actually finally read it. But I'm really glad I read it, but I am struggling through the second book. I'm not going to say a lot about that because I don't want to give any spoilers as to what's going on in the second book if you haven't read it. But I'm also only 44 pages in, so I really couldn't spoil you all that much anyway. I know this was a short video. I read this book a little bit ago, so I don't remember everything that I wanted to say. But I hope you guys enjoyed this very brief video. I will have more videos coming out for you soon, and I hope to see you guys again later. Bye!